NelsonJoypad.com bring you another original. It's fucking great.
Payday 2 was a great game when it was released on the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3. It was built on a very solid foundation, even if it was a little threadbare. 505 Games have re-released Payday 2 as Payday 2 Crimewave Edition to the current generation of consoles, and while there's not a huge visual improvement, there is definitely much more content. The premise of the game is one that's easily understandable. You, as part of a crack 4-man team, are hired by the criminal underworld to carry out heists, tamper with evidence, and even break an old friend out of jail. There's no overlying story to speak of. Instead of a campaign, you'll play through a selection of heists that encompass everything that you'll be doing in the game. These heists are obtained through CrimeNet, the multiplayer lobby and mission select screen. One of my biggest complaints with the original release was that these missions pop up at random, meaning if you wanted to do a specific heist, you may be in for quite a long wait. While the basic CrimeNet is the same in Payday 2 Crimewave Edition, you can now select specific jobs from a different menu, albeit at a cost. The same heist will also appear with different difficulty levels. The harder the difficulty, the more the job is worth. These heists range from simple one-day robberies to more extravagant multi-day jobs to find police informants, rig elections, and many other nefarious activities. How you tackle these jobs will be largely up to you, with multiple skill trees that will allow you to do pretty much everything from sweet-talking a police officer to fight for you, carrying riot armour and a circular saw for maximum penetration, or being able to vanish into the shadows. There really is something for everyone's playstyle. Before I get to the gameplay, the part that I've got most to say about, I have to mention a big problem with the Xbox One version of Payday 2 Crimewave Edition. 505 Games are aware of the problem, and we've been assured that work is underway to resolve the issue, but as it stands, the matchmaking is broken. When searching for a game lobby, it's almost impossible to successfully join a game. I spent almost 2 hours trying to join a game to no avail. So at the time of writing, if you're looking to play with random partners online, you'll have to be very patient or very lucky. It's not impossible to get into a game, but it's certainly enough trouble to put me off. That being said, I had no problems once I was actually in a game. Or if you're a popular gamer, directly inviting players to your game is easy and reliable. Playing a game as tactical as Payday requires a high level of coordination and a certain amount of planning. The community at the moment are, by and large, very good players, and I haven't had any problems with any trolls. But of course, I struggle to get into games with people that I didn't know. So playing with a team is essential. In this regard, the overall feel of Payday isn't affected too much by the matchmaking, frustrating though it can be. The gameplay is fantastic, plain and simple. Heists can turn on a pinhead, and all it takes for your perfectly planned stealth robbery to go awry is one civilian, one security camera, or being just too slow to stop a bank teller from hitting the panic button. Within seconds, your carefully planned heist can turn into a frantic and improvised firefight with an army of cops. Watching the counter of a drill or system hack count down is nerve-wracking and really adds urgency to each heist. There's no shortage of enemies either. Patrol officers armed with sidearms will quickly be replaced by SWAT units armed with tasers and riot shields, and a sneaky ambush character that will wait behind a door just so that they can Chuck Norris you in the face. When you're incapacitated, an ally can help you up within a certain amount of time. If this counter hits 0, then you're held in custody. The only way to get back in the game is to wait out a timer and trade a hostage. If you haven't taken any hostages, then you're in for an orange jumpsuit and a couple dozen life sentences. If a heist goes badly, or there's simply no way to complete it using stealth, you're in for a long drawn out affair. Or rather, it will feel that way. Most of the actions you need to take in order to complete heists will focus on getting to a certain door, safe or computer, drilling, picking or hacking your way through it, and then carrying on with the mission. These moments might only last 3 or 4 minutes, but they feel much longer. I think it's a testament to Payday 2 Crimewave Edition that these moments feel like they take an age, but it doesn't detract or diminish the game. It never really feels like a grind. After each successful heist, you'll gain both experience points and spending cash. The points are gained when you level up and are used to specialise your character, as I've already touched on. It is imperative that you have a good team that can deal with any eventuality, so being able to unlock additional skill sets that you can swap out between missions is a great way to ensure that you're flexible for the team. If you unlock a second skill set, then you'll have access to all of the upgrade points that you've accumulated since the beginning of the game, but you'll need to fork out more of your spending cash to unlock them. Where there's a will, there's a weapon, and there's plenty of will in Payday 2 Crimewave Edition. There's a huge selection of assault rifles, shotguns, sniper rifles and sidearms to choose from. The more powerful weapons will unlock as you level up, but the real fun comes from modding them. At the end of each heist, you'll need to select one of 3 cards. These cards will give you a number of bonuses that are worked out on a semi-random basis. Weapon mods are the most useful, although you can also get cosmetics like new masks, patterns and paints for your masks, as well as extra cash. The weapons handle excellently, and having the option to add a silencer and scope for a silent dispatch, or adding a larger magazine and more aggressive modifications really opens up the game so you can play it how you want to. There's a ton of depth in Payday 2 Crimewave Edition, and there's much more on offer than when I stopped playing the original release. There are some pretty serious problems with the matchmaking, and a few glitches have caused me to restart heists or see enemies teleport through walls, but these problems can be ignored when you're playing with 3 of your friends. Successfully pulling off a stealth mission is exhilarating, and the adrenaline of a balls to the wall police siege is intoxicating. For all of its faults, I have to conclude that Payday 2 Crimewave Edition is worth it. Its fantastic gameplay and unique concept grants it a lot of leeway in my book. If you're a cooperative player, then Payday 2 Crimewave Edition is a must buy. Payday 2 Crimewave Edition could be a fantastic multiplayer experience. The gameplay is fast paced and hectic, while dedicated stealth bonuses reward the patient player. Leveling up happens at a good rate, and a good team can earn some real spending cash in no time. Payday 2 Crimewave Edition is still a little rough around the edges, with the occasional glitch causing heists to grind to a halt, or enemies to teleport through walls. If the matchmaking issues are sorted, or if you play in a party, then Payday 2 Crimewave Edition will be an essential game for any shooter or co-op fan. But beware, the lone player will be waiting a very long time to stumble into a game.